St. Bonaventure Catholic Primary School, 2017 to 2018, The Wizard of Oz. Retold by 6EL. Once upon a time, there lived a girl called Dorothy. She lived in Kansas with her grandma and her cat, Momo. One day, Dorothy was playing with Momo in the garden when she heard a shout from Grandma. "Dorothy, come back quickly! There's a cyclone!" Momo went into the house.
"Momo, no, come here!"
Dorothy ran to save Momo but didn't have enough time to go back to the house. Bang! Dorothy and Momo fell into an unknown place. They fell on the ground and squashed the evil witch from the north. They saw a beautiful woman who was the witch of the west. She said,
"Well done, you've killed the witch of the north and freed the Munchkins."
Dorothy was surprised and said,
"But I want to go home."
The witch of the west gave Dorothy a long golden sword.
"I can't bring you home, but this sword can lead you to the Wizard of Oz, who can take you home. Just take this map and follow the path. Bye."
Dorothy and Momo took a basket of bread and cookies and set off for their journey to the Wizard of Oz, hoping that he would help her get home. On the way, they saw an enormous bee. He was unhappy since the king told him and the other bees to work continuously without taking any rest for the whole week.
"I want to take rest, but I need to work in order to have food."
The bee groaned. Dorothy suggested,
"Poor bee, why don't you join us to find the Wizard of Oz?"
Dorothy, Momo, and the bee went along the path, hopefully to find the Wizard of Oz. On the way, they found a little girl who kept following them. Her name was Slimy. Slimy was shy since she wasn't good looking. She covered her face with muddy slush and asked,
"Where are you going?" "We are going to find the Wizard of Oz because I want to go back home and the bee wants to take a rest. Do you want to come with us?"
Dorothy questioned kindly. Slimy nodded, and they continued their way to the Emerald City where the Wizard of Oz lived. When they were heading to find the wizard, a fish kept jumping out of the water.
"What's wrong with you?"
asked Dorothy.
"The evil witch from the north cuts off my fins to make soup, so I can't swim now."
Then Dorothy said,
"Fish need fins to survive. We are going to find the Wizard of Oz. Come with us. You can ask for your fins." "It will be great if I can go with you."
The fish replied excitedly. When they entered the castle of the Wizard of Oz, they saw some dogs. They were the guards of the castle. They looked so serious.
"Who are you?"
shouted the guards. Dorothy introduced herself and told the guards the whole story. After listening to Dorothy, the guards were impressed by Dorothy's courage and kindness. So they took Dorothy and her friends to meet the wizard. The Wizard of Oz said,
"If you can change the evil mind of the witch from the east, I will help you all."
Knowing that Dorothy and her friends were coming very soon, the Witch of the East had told her bats to attack them. However, Slimy the girl scared all the bats with her mud. In a split second, it turned into some lovely butterflies flying around Dorothy. They said,
"Thanks for helping us. We can stop being the slaves of the witch. Would you please let us know if we can do anything for you?"
asked the butterflies gratefully. Dorothy told them that they wanted to find the Witch of the East. Then the butterflies guided them to meet their friend, Snowy Owl. She was the most intelligent animal in the forest. Dorothy asked Snowy Owl to give them some suggestions about the ways to defeat the Witch of the East. Snowy Owl suggested peacefully,
Repay one wrong with a blessing.
Dorothy thought of a plan. She decided to pick some flowers in the forest with the bee, Slimy, and the fish. She wanted to make friends with the witch instead of finding ways to attack her. After the long and tiring journey, Dorothy and her friends had finally met the Witch of the East. To show her kindness, she handed the witch the flowers she and her friends had picked and said,
Instead of being your enemies, we want to make friends with you.
The witch was shocked by Dorothy's words. She burst into tears. She was touched and promised to stop doing things to harm others. With this simple act, Dorothy changed the evil mind of the witch from the east successfully. The witch gave Dorothy her favorite pet, a phoenix which could take them back to the Wizard of Oz.
Welcome back, Dorothy. I'm proud of you. You're a wise girl. Friendship is really important for everyone.
The Wizard of Oz said. The wizard told the ugly-looking girl,
Slimy, wash your face and body with this water. Be confident in yourself. You are actually the most adorable and gorgeous girl in the world. You're brave and kind too. Fish, swallow this pill and dive deep into the ocean. With more communications, you can actually be friends of the humans.
The wizard then helped the bee by giving him a magic honey pot to take back to his kingdom so he didn't need to work a lot.
Bee, take this with you. Have a good balance between rest and work. Enjoy your life and don't worry much about the future.
The wizard explained sincerely. Dorothy asked doubtfully,
How about me? Don't you remember the sword?
The Wizard of Oz asked.
When you hold it tightly and tell it where you want to go, you can travel to the destination.
The wizard continued. Without hesitation, Dorothy closed her eyes, held Momo in her arms, and held the sword tightly. She murmured to herself. When Dorothy opened her eyes again, she was there in her sweet home. "Oh, Dorothy, where have you been?" Grandma said in tears as she hugged Dorothy tightly in her arms. With the sword in her hand, Dorothy told Grandma the whole story. In the end, Dorothy kept the sword safe with her. She went to visit the Munchkins, the wizard, and her friends with Momo once a year.